So as you can see, I've arrived at the side of Loch Mallachie, and there is a little bit of rain in the air, but I think that's going to clear over. But you can see, hopefully, there's a bit of blue sky and a bit of light in the sky as well. I'm not going to set my camera up just yet because I've got a couple of ideas, but I'm going to walk up and down a couple of 100 yards along here and try and pick a nice spot. I'd like to get those trees in somehow, but there's a couple more dead trees that are quite photogenic, so I'm going to have a look at that and then I'll show you the setup and hopefully we'll get some photographs this evening. So as you can see, I've come around the side of the loch. Sorry, the midge net's been back out, but I've taken it off just to talk to you. I've come around the side of the loch, so the previous piece when I spoke to you I was just around over there, but the sun's setting over in that direction, so it's nice to have the sun behind me illuminating the mountains, and hopefully you can see now there's a nice light shining on the mountains. So I've got the camera set up, I'm on f16 on manual mode obviously, manual focus, f16, and that's giving me an exposure, let me just, of about 15, but I'm going to drop it down a little bit to deal with some of the brightness in the clouds. In some circumstances on evenings like this, I might use a graduated filter just to take some of the lightness out of the sky, but obviously because you've got the reflection on the loch water there, you don't really need to do that, because the only piece of darkness that you've got in the scene is the tree line and the mountains, but actually the sun is lighting those up quite nicely, so the overall contrast in light isn't that huge, so I'll be able to cope with that. So I'm going to take some shots. These midges are terrible. I'm going to take some shots. I like the fact that at the moment, there's a rainbow just appearing, so I'm going to try and take some shots, see if I can get that rainbow in, and I'll be back soon. Sorry, so I've got to keep this on because there's just clouds and clouds of midges, and they're really irritating. They get kind of round your eyes, and it's the annoyance factor more than anything else. But hopefully you can see now there's lovely light, lovely late evening light falling on the mountains. Unfortunately the rainbow didn't last very long. It just never really materialised more than kind of a smudge, so I don't think I'll have caught that on my camera. But I've taken a few shots. I've taken some landscape, but then I've also, if you can see down here, there's a nice dead stump. Actually, there's it's still growing. So I've taken some portrait as well, just to try and include that, because the portrait, including a stump in the foreground, lead the eye nicely into the scene. But on the landscape, I'm not including that because it would be a distraction in the bottom left-hand corner. So when I get home and process them, I'll be able to see which one I like better, the landscape or the portrait version. I might like them both, might not like any of them, might go in the deleted bin, but we'll wait and see. So there's still, I'm not sure, I'll just check the time. I think it's about 20 to 9. Oh, it's 8:45. So there's still about a good half an hour before the sun goes down. So hopefully, not only do we get this nice light now, but hopefully some reds as the sun goes down. I don't know, you probably can't see this, but there's absolutely clouds and clouds of midges. I'm glad I've got this on, and I'm covered in jungle juice as well. So let's hope for some spectacular reds in a few minutes, maybe half an hour or so. Just thought while I'm waiting for the sunset and hopefully some reds in the sky, just thought I'd share one of the things I do while I'm out taking landscape photographs to make my life a little bit easier. So obviously I've got my camera set up, and you're a bit limited on how much you can move it around without kind of resetting the legs and all that type of stuff and making it level. It can be a little bit of a pain if you want to try out different angles, but if you've got a mobile, and yeah, hopefully you can see this, you can spin around much more easily with your mobile, try different things, try different angles, and it gives you a much better idea of what the finished article will look like. So I quite often set my camera up and then try a few different angles with my mobile screen on, and it looks more, you could just do it by eye I suppose, but it looks more like the finished article, what the image would be like when you've used it on screen. So I'll move it around, move it up and down, try different things. You know, and probably wouldn't be everybody's cup of tea, but just thought I'd share it with you. If you've got one, why not use it, and hopefully help you get an idea of what some different setups might look like. So looks like it's starting to deepen. Not sure it's going to go completely red, but let's wait and see. Much better than in the first video when those of you who've seen it, it just rained the whole time and I didn't press the shutter once. I've taken a few images already, so I'm much happier. Just wish these midges would leave me alone. Oh, I really hope you can see this. The sun is now falling directly onto those trees and it is absolutely stunning. I hope the camera picks it up. Watch the sun. Obviously it came down the mountainside and now it's just on the edge of the loch and on the trees. In another few minutes I think all the trees will be lit up, so I'm ready to take some images. But I really hope you can see this because it's absolutely amazing. Just what I'd hoped for. 10 on 10 compared to yesterday's madness in the rain, but brilliant, really pleased. I don't know what to say other than wow. Just better than I expected. The sun's now shining on those mountains. Looks red. Well, maybe not red, orange. I'm not sure how to describe it, but much better than I expected. So hopefully these images are going to turn out, because I'll be so pleased. Well, I'll be pleased anyway, because I've had a fantastic experience being stood here at the side of the loch. So calm and peaceful. All I can hear is the buzzing of midges in my ears, but I'm hope this does it justice. I hope the video does it justice to share this with you, because it is really spectacular. I hope you get an opportunity to see this for yourself in the flesh, as it were. I've moved position, as you can probably see. I'm back to where I started. I said earlier that I wanted to get some shots of these trees in, and the sun is now down, so it's just that lovely afterglow after sunset, what people refer to as the golden hour. There's a flock of birds flying over, and I think it's making for some nice images. It's, as you can see, the loch is just flat calm, so I'm taking some images that hopefully just show the trees in silhouette and we get some nice background. And strangely, there don't seem to be as many midges here. Maybe they've just not caught up with me yet, but it's just a wonderful evening. So I'll let you have a look and enjoy. What an amazing evening. I'm glad to have shared it with you, and I'll maybe speak to you in a couple of minutes when I've done some more photography. That's the whole point of the trip after all, isn't it? Well done, back of the car. Really good evening. I'll just turn that light on because it is wrong button. So it's hopefully you can see me. It's just 10 past 10, so the sun's been down for almost 50 minutes, so it's quite gloomy here. I've just walked back through the woods and really quite dark, so but I hope you can pick me up. Actually, might be a good thing if you can't see me very well, but a really good evening. The loch was so calm, and you know, the sky performed for me, for us. Bit of red, bit of orange, lovely bit of cloud, and then when I got round to the original starting point, some lovely colours in the sky, and I hope those silhouettes of the trees turn out. It's going to be about 2 or 3 weeks before I get to process those images, so I'm up in Scotland for another 2 weeks, so it's going to be a while before I process them, but I'm really looking forward to seeing them, and if I can work out how to do it, I'll put them in this video at some place, maybe at the end. I'm not sure how I'll do that, but hopefully you'll get to see the images and see what the net result was. But I have to say, I just really enjoyed myself despite the midges. Really had a good time, and hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be making more. Do comment, do share, do let me know what you think. Thanks.